And there is the cue. Pull up a chair, episode 63. It is official. We are live. Sitting next to me, I got the super fried, super fly, creme de la creme, the one that they call him, Mr. L. Snuka. Thank you for joining us and coming off the top rope on this blessed, wonderful, beautiful, sunshine sleepless Saturday. And of course, if you don't know this ugly mug, well, I love telling you. It is El Tucker Tente, the ultimate motherfucking sensei, the one who, of course, taught Bruce Lee everything he knows, a.k.a. Space Mountain Stoney, a.k.a. Stony Montana, a.k.a. Young Dumbledore, a.k.a. the Lyrical Wizard, a.k.a. Edward Swisherhands, a.k.a. the Young Tony Clifton, you pickleball pound of shirts, a.k.a. call me what you will, just never call me broke or sad, because it is Mr. Keep the Love High and the hate low, and it's a blessed, wonderful, sleepless Saturday. Yes, big cheers, big pros, hoy, 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 to the good brother Doomer. And good God Almighty, there was a crack in the simulation this week, and a lot unfolded. Yeah. So we're going to dive in and just get our feet wet slowly. But before we do that, how was your week, brother? How have you been doing?
Good. Good week of work. The weather wasn't too bad, a little chilly. Good fall weather in Ohio.
Getting a little Cleveland crisp going for sure.
Yeah, it looks warmer than it is.
Yep, it's deceiving.
Yeah, it's a smooth 45, probably 50 degrees out today.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been outside yet.
It's a crisp.
I'm going to wait out.
Fall, sunny day.
I'm going to be outside and probably, whenever this gets wrapped.
But it ain't too bad. Work
yeah, we got the leaves falling off the trees, not too bad.
Yeah, fuck them.
My week went great, actually. Went phenomenal. Work week flew by. Everything at work went great, too. Got a couple bonuses throughout the week, looking forward to that.
Love that.
But speaking of how my week went, I know that you wanted to talk sports. I asked which one you want to dive in on first, so that's the one that we're going to get our feet wet with. I figured that's the
smallest one.
So, something that happened to me Thursday night that got my juices going. I hit my first big win, or as I learned on Reddit, I didn't know that this was a saying, that when you get a big bet like that, it's a big fish. Caught a big fish.
I mean, I guess.
My dude Pushing P, too, in the chat, he goes, oh, that's a big fish. Like 5 minutes after I saw somebody say big fish, I'm like, okay. All right, I'll take it. I didn't know the terminology.
Yeah, I've never heard that in the sports betting world. But.
Long story short on that one, though, I bet $50 bonus bet money on Fanatics that Gus Edwards would get the first touchdown and Jamar Chase would get an anytime touchdown. Gus Edwards, which the payout on that was $900. So I'm thinking, like, okay, Gus Edwards gets a touchdown, first touchdown, like 5 minutes into the game. I'm thinking, like, okay, I don't want to count the chickens yet, but it's looking pretty good for me.
Right.
Then, as I'm getting ready to leave,
that should be.
Joe Burrow busts his fucking hand.
Yeah, that's tough.
Doom texts me. I'm like, all right, still, I'm not losing hope.
Right.
Not losing hope. Minute 7 left in the game. Bada boom, bada bing. Fucking, oh my God. I saw that hit, dude. I dropped to a knee, dog. I'm like, no flags. I'm like, please, no flags. And that shit fucking boom, tutty.
It's a great feeling for sure.
Caught me a big fish out there, Skeeter. I got me a big fish. I got it on the line.
Never hit one that big.
Hey, I'm just now getting into it.
I got into it like last year when it got legal. But I came up on like 450 total.
See, I got scared of it, and it's because of this very reason.
Well, yeah, you have a
because it's like
habit of just being like, oh, let me do this stupid thing. Let me do this. So I have a thing like I put like $5 in a week, and I do dollar bets.
That's kind of where I'm gonna be at. I'm at like 20, and I do like either 2 10s or 4 5s, or like a 10 and 2 5s.
Yeah.
Not good. I mean, that was literally in bonus bet money. I wouldn't even have normally wagered 50 no matter.
Right. That's why you usually.
And what's funny about that is too, I didn't even know how to use the bonus bet money, so I think that's what makes it more funny. Because the way that thing worked, which Fanatics, you should probably pay me for this free promo, but
probably
on Fanatics, when you sign up, you automatically get $10 to bet with. And then if somebody like sent you that link and then you deposit 20,
that's why I tried to have you do it with FanDuel last week or last year,
and fucking didn't work. Which crazy
and they bullshit now because last year when it first came
my
out,
cards still don't work. Both of those are attached to my wife's card.
They're only giving you 50 for you get a friend. Last year, FanDuel, they were giving you 200.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they're giving you extra 200 in bonus bets.
Then when it said apply the bonus bet, well, you have to withdraw it. So I'm thinking okay, well, I'm going to withdraw it, and then it's just, like I'm betting with just as if I made a regular deposit. No, it doesn't work like that.
No.
You have to apply it all at once.
Yeah.
Well, when I saw that one, I'm like, that has the best chance of happening.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah.
I'm going to roll with that.
Yeah.
And
that's what I did. I
bing.
basically did that with the bonus bets I got from people signing up last year. And then I banked off like $450 and I just stopped betting for like 7 months.
I also now refuse to do basketball. Too much of a headache.
Yeah.
Like, I had like an 8-leg basketball the other night.
I basically got into sports betting, came up on that $450, and then I bought my sports racing wheel for my Xbox.
And you're just kind of like,
and I got out. Yeah. Because it's not made like.
Well, like in the basketball, it's like you're telling me I was 2 Quentin Grimes assists away from $800. Like, what?
Yep.
That's
exactly what it is.
Like, that's stupid.
Well, you should have made it less.
The
less
football
assists.
one, I like it where it's like a nice little 4 or 5 legger, nothing too crazy, where I'm like, what did the backup get on that run play? You know what I'm talking about? Like that kind of shit.
I completely understand.
Just looking to see who's scoring, maybe who's winning, that kind of thing. Like, I don't even do the over-under stuff. I'm good on that.
Yeah, no.
Whenever I predict scores, you guys know how that shit goes. Fucking train wreck.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a low-scoring game, and it's 70-20.
Yeah, it's a blowout.
It's like, oh, okay.
42-80.
Like, literally on the one game, if you remember, I was like, oh, yeah, Dolphins-Broncos, low-scoring game. And it's like, oh, yeah, 70-20. Like, okay, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
But with that being said, though, what happened in that game, Joe Burrow's out for season.
Yep.
The Bengals season.
Yeah, he is.
That it? That's the nail?
Yeah, yeah. Season's over.
I'm not even saying Super Bowl, but just playoffs, or is that now that's out?
Yeah. Because Browns, Deshaun Watson's out for season 2.
Yep.
Mark Andrews is out for season 1 of the Ravens now.
Yep. AFC North taking a hit.
Yeah, but we're all still right in the mix. Bengals are out, or Ravens are out in the lead for the AFC North. But
that actually raised a question that I had in my head, though, and I feel like you know this more than me. Steelers healthy?
But they're not they're 6-3, but they haven't been it's not like a convincing 6-3. Like their defense has won 4 of their games.
How do you think they're going to do now with the remaining games against the division?
Depending on
they got us tomorrow. They got, I think, do they have Baltimore one more time?
I'll look up. I'm not sure.
I think they at least got Cincy one more time. I believe they've already played them all once, though.
I wouldn't say, depending on how, I think the Ravens are still, front runners to take the AFC North with Deshaun down.
Yeah. Their defense is really good.
So is ours, though. Ours is better.
Yeah, that's it.
So, depending on how, I don't know.
Mark Andrews, though, is a dent for them. However, though, that looks really good then for Zay Flowers and Odell if he can keep that shoulder in his fucking arm. That's a big if, though.
Who?
If Odell can stay healthy. Because he actually looks good when he's on the field.
Well, also, the same dude tackled Odell, Mark Andrews, and Lamar, and they all got hurt after his tackles. And it was all the same guy. And people are kind of saying, the way he tackles, he kind of, lunges to you and just dead weights you. So, he'll, wrap you up and then just dead weight. So,
you're just kind of being...
all of 200 pounds just straight to your calf muscles and your knee as you're about to make a move at Odell. He got hit from behind. So
yeah,
he's literally going.
I remember thinking too. I was like, I kind of did look.
He's literally going to make a cut, and then just dead weight, and it's just bruh,
comes down on his knee.
It's so it's not dirty. I'm not saying he's a dirty player, but there's a type of tackle that's now banned. It's basically where you just wrap at the hips and just drop to the ground.
Who do you think is most affected in all these injuries? Deshaun Watson out for season, Joe Burrow out for season, or Mark Andrews out for season? Who's the most
Joe
hurt?
Burrow. That's their offense. Mark Andrews, that's a huge hit. That's Lamar's when in doubt, Mark Andrews.
With Gus Edwards and everybody looking good, I think that it hurts them the least.
With Zay Flowers and Odell there, you can limit it.
And Keaton Mitchell,
Exactly.
So,
But Joe Burrow, who the fuck's their backup? He just
Browning.
played. Yeah, you only know his last name.
he got me my big fish. But besides that,
Um,
nothing too much. Who's even? I don't even know who the third string was.
nobody knows fucking third strings. Like, no disrespect to third stringers.
Also, Joe Mixon. I mean, he's good, but he's like a little inconsistent for them. So what do they got for the Steelers schedule?
Browns tomorrow, then Bengals,
Oh, then they got the Bengals.
and then Cardinals, Patriots, Colts, Bengals again.
So they got the Bengals
Seahawks,
twice.
and then Ravens to end the year. So they got the Browns once, Ravens once, Bengals twice.
I think they beat the Browns. Unfortunately, sorry. I think they beat the Browns. I think they beat the Bengals both times, and I think they lose to the Ravens.
The only reason, like,
I think the Steelers might be a threat.
Browns are like the only team that, like, well, besides, I think there's technically two teams that have like been able to like limit Lamar, like actually hold him from like being elusive Lamar Jackson, and our defense can do that.
I have him in the one league. Let me see
So
if he did.
it's like if our quarterback can come in and make some good just short completions and hand the ball off, we might be able to get a dub against the Ravens that we might be able to sneak a win away. Is how I feel about it.
Actually, crazy enough, the worst game the Stars had all season was against Houston and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but I'm saying like rushing wise, like he wasn't like out there making us look silly.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like other defenses, they can't. He'll drop back, and the
then,
play. He'll be in the pocket for 7 seconds. Like drop back. Ooh, nope. Side shirt. Ooh, ha.
Or
No,
then
that
just
against the
take
Browns,
off
that's
and
not
lead
happening.
off.
You're either getting smacked at 4 seconds, or you're running.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Is like the Browns limited.
Browns got a great D.
Browns,
Pause.
Browns limited the bullshit and contained him. So if we do that, then we have a chance.
It's going to be interesting to see how the AFC North pans out. I do think the Ravens, though, are a threat for the Super Bowl. Like, if somebody told me it was Ravens-Lions, I would not be surprised.
I would be. Like Niners.
Fear the faithful, baby.
Eagles.
Fear the faithful, baby.
Everyone's just non-existent speaking on the Eagles. Like, they weren't just in the Super Bowls.
It's crazy. It's just, I don't see them going back to the Super Bowl. It's just crazy.
But you have the fucking Lions?
Yes, sir.
That's fucking outrageous. That is so disrespectful, though.
They have a
dog, we know it. Kneecast. Yeah, I love the Lions, too, this year. But the disrespect for a former literal championship team,
I don't know,
back to the playoffs, and then the whole team is still here. Everyone's trying to mimic the brotherly shove. There's only one team that can push. They could literally line up 4 plays in a row, do that, and march all the way down the fucking field. Because nobody else can do that besides them.
I don't know.
The disrespect the Eagles get.
Hey, fly Eagles fly.
No, you're not allowed to say that.
I'm not an Eagles hater, but I just
you're not allowed to say that
know. I don't know. I'm not sold on it.
What? They're like 8-1.
They hire bartenders for players.
What?
You ever seen the movie Invincible? Where they do the fucking.
We're talking about movies.
No, that was based on a true story. That was with Dick Vermeil and
okay. And
they hold the open
in the 80s, everyone did roids.
That was Vince Papali. That was Vince Papali. He was a fucking bartender.
And the man knew how to sling a football. Fuck it. He can make decisions.
Fly, Eagles, fly. I love the Eagles.
No, fuck off.
We have every chance in the world to get to the chip this year.
You are no longer an Eagles fan or in the Eagles community. And you're almost out of the Niners.
No.
You didn't even say them.
Everybody knows that I want them to go, but I wouldn't be surprised.
You just said the Lions.
I would not be surprised.
Everybody would be surprised if the Lions made it to the Super Bowl. Everybody would be surprised. You
Would
said
they,
over
though?
the Chiefs. Yes.
That's crazy. They're on a crazy run.
Awesome. Love it. Great. But when it's playoff time and you have the Niners, the Chiefs, you got to go to Arrowhead in the home, not of the Brave, they were doing this in Germany.
The home of the Swifties.
They did this in Germany, bro, where they said the national anthem in Germany, American national anthem, home of the Chiefs.
I thought it was Shake It Off by Taylor.
Yeah, it is.
I thought they
now you got to deal with them, too. selling out tickets. You got me fucked up. Like, this man, look, the Dolphins have a better shot than the Lions.
That's cat.
No.
Cat.
Look up stats.
Cat.
Defense is better. Offense is better. Fuck off.
Cat.
Thank you. Even fellow Lions fans.
Oh,
fellow
my.
Lions fans love this season because they're like, holy shit, we have hope for the future.
Hey, I went to bat for the Lions, damn it.
No,
But,
you're speaking outrageous for Lions.
I said I wouldn't be surprised.
Lions fans are being realistic. Like, hey, we got a great team, but this year, if we get to playoffs, we might upset a team or two. But like realistically, we still need another year until we got the full. Let's go get the fucking Chiefs and Eagles.
I got a great pod moment for everybody
my
right
God.
now. Everybody throw down that's watching a virtual shake, and I will put $5 on the fucking line. I'll give you my cash app that the Detroit Lions only lose one more regular season game. Boom. Let's do it. And
What's their schedule? Do you even know their schedule?
I don't need to. But
That's hilarious. Watch, they face the Niners, the Eagles, the Steelers. They just going against the slaughterhouse.
Oh, but that only goes for people watching live, by the way. So you guys, that goes for you. Everybody watching afterwards, we can talk about it. But on that
They
note,
actually do have a fairly easy schedule.
On that note, the
But
other
still,
thing
They are.
that I did want to mention,
This man
as far
said
as
the fucking Lions in the playoffs into the
Never
Super Bowl.
book it.
I think Baker Mayfield has a better chance to lead the Buccaneers. to the
Oh,
finals.
come on!
They have a better shot at the playoffs.
No, I might be saying some outlandish shit too, but now you're saying some outlandish.
What?
What?
We're just
We're
speaking
just
out our
letting
ass.
We're just letting
yeah,
it
we're
fly.
just speaking out our ass now.
He said Baker Mayfield. Oh
What?
my
The
God.
Lions are 7-2. Okay.
One more loss.
The Cowboys have a better shot at it than the Lions. I take back my Bucks because that's a little outrageous. But the Dallas Cowboys have a better shot than the fucking Lions.
Please stir up those Cowboys haters. But
Like, Jesus.
on that note, though,
The Raiders. I'll put the Raiders over the Lions. Dead ass. All after they've got their new coach, they are 2-0. I'll put the Raiders over the Lions. $5 to the live fans.
throw the towel in. We're going crazy.
To the live fans, you two. Same thing he just said. If the Lions, he said Lions
We're
won't
doing
lose.
live bets.
Lions won't lose one more playoff game or one more regular season game. That's what you said.
They only lose one more.
Right. They got one or
They can lose one.
and I got if between the Raiders and the Lions making playoffs, Raiders. They might, but hey, they both might not make it. Raiders and Lions.
No, Lions will at least make it.
No, but if the Lions make it, the Raiders making it.
I think Lions, at least, no matter what, at least they make it.
The Jags have a better shot than the Lions.
Bruh, they got nothing.
The Jags are 6-3.
They get smoked by every good team, and their CEO, the CFO, whatever, Tony.
The Lions haven't played nobody. They lost to the Ravens.
Oh, this is. See, now it's slander.
No,
see how quick
you
the
said,
hater hat gets on.
You said, they only lose to good teams, the Jags. Okay, the Lions haven't played good teams, and when they did, they lost. Besides the first week when they beat the Chiefs, upset.
We flew off the rails on that one.
But they beat the Falcons, the Packers, both trash. Panthers, trash. Bucks with Baker, which you already said was trash. Then lost to the Ravens. Beat the Raiders, which, okay, that was right before the Raiders fired everybody. All right, you got them. That's cool. You got them. Beat the Chargers, which, all right. But now we got the Bears, Packers, Saints, Bears, Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings.
I'm going to be honest. The only game in there that they might actually lose is one of those Vikings joints.
You have to beat, but you got to win out, bro. Lions out, win out.
I can lose one.
Yeah, but you're losing Cowboys and one of those Vikings.
Nah.
You're probably losing the Broncos. Fuck out of here.
Losing to the Broncos.
Fuck out of here.
So, before this results in an all-out sports fandom brawl, see that little pivot that I do there? And also, you know what rhymes with lion? Zion.
Yeah, he knocked some people the fuck out.
For those that don't know,
Allegedly.
you can patch in. You can patch in where I get the story probably wrong.
But
from what I saw and from what I read up on, it looks like they were outside of a club, no?
That's what it seemed to be.
So outside of a club, looked like a little skirmish started taking place, a little bit of a brawl, all right?
What I assume here,
and
hear what I assume happened? I assume they were at this.
Zion allegedly was a part of this brawl.
Yes.
But the camera looked like they recorded it in 02.
I assume they was at this club, and Zion was surrounded by about 5 dudes.
Usher was not there, by the way, so there was no love in that.
Zion was one guy, and he was probably facing 4 to 5.
I can figure out which one was Zion, considering it's the one that looked like Godzilla standing next to little children.
Yeah. But he was going against 4 or 5. It was 1 on 4 or 5 for the fans.
And to be honest, he somehow looked like he was favored.
And I'm guessing at this club, one of the dude's girls was in his section, and then they got Saudi, so they saw him outside.
But we're speculating right now.
Yeah, this is all allegedly speculative. This is what I think happened.
Because all we know is this brawl.
All I saw was outside, and these dudes, I saw Zion get punched in the side of the head, right? From behind. A dude come up, bop, got his ass. Ding. Zion said, "What the fuck? Bank?"
Yeah, by the way.
Ground.
When he turned around and looked at him, you know who it reminded me of? Kane in 03.
Ha!
When he hit him and he just went.
He literally did a Kane, like, a dude punched him in the side of the head, and Zion said,
when you see that, you go,
but you saw Zion load up. He pulled that bitch back and said, "Ha!"
Oh, he cocked that elbow back in 1962.
Bro.
Bow!
And so, but then he was walking away a little bit. Dude's still following.
Then they started kind of circling it.
It was about 45 seconds of Zion just
trying to keep eyes on everybody because they started to look like
putting down 4 people on his own.
By the way, it looked like something out of a movie because usually you're like, why didn't they all just rush him at once? But
bro, all right, yeah, let's go. Oh, he just got knocked the fuck out. Damn. 1 punch.
Well, that's the thing with a situation like that. They would have rushed him.
That's what happens when you fuck with a fucking freak of nature.
I'm gonna be honest. Here's what maybe, like I said at the beginning, and I was kind of joking, but it's true. He somehow still looked favored. Meaning, if all 5 rush him, the 2 get taken out immediately. The third one's immediately.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is because
they
realized after the dude, they were gonna do that. When the dude snuck him from behind and hit him in the side of the head, that's when they were all gonna ambush him. And then he ate that shit and turned around and said, "What?" Boom! And put that motherfucker to the floor.
No.
All of the homies said, "Oh, he a 1 puncher." That means 1 punch, good night. Like, I have homies that do that. I've seen one of my friends. Hey, true story. Threw 2 punches, knocked out 3 people. 2 punches, knocked out 3 people. He hit a dude so hard, he hit somebody else into him, and they both got knocked out.
That's pretty nice.
Drunk as shit, but it happened. 2 punches, 3 people ended up getting knocked out.
That's the best time to zoink somebody.
It's a great person to have on the side of you when you're in a fight.
Plus, nobody has balance, so it's just like
literally. They both went into a wall. Both went into walls.
15 feet away.
Yeah, went into walls. Just dead. Cool. Great person to have on
for some reason, when you're drunk and you're falling, especially when you're fighting, for some reason your instinct is to fall for eternity. 1, and 2, it's like, why aren't you just falling to the ground? Like,
and you're trying
so
to
much
run.
worse happens.
Yeah, you try to stay up and run and shit.
Man, I love that.
But so, like, you fuck with a natural freak and a freak of nature phenom, like, and you're like, oh shit, he just slept my dude in 1 punch. I'm gonna reevaluate my decision, and then another dude go up. And he also gets slept.
What? Now, see, I wish I knew how to do, like, the meme shit, because when he did that turn...
No, literally, it's like anime, bro. 1 punch, yeah.
When he did that turn, though, I would love to get that Vince McMahon moment on commentary.
Yeah, I'm stealing my dude.
Where he goes, that's gotta be Kane! I actually think...
Oh, you whore.
Where he goes, yeah, that's gotta be Kane!
Let me get one of these cokes.
Big bet. Yeah, that would have been the... That would have been the great meme, though, that I would have created out of that.
No, that was what the fuck do you think is going to happen when you try somebody that's 6'9", 280, all muscle? Like,
yeah,
that's not smart.
That got rough. But it's all still alleged, even though that probably was him. But it also looked like an incredible act of self-defense.
I don't think, there's no charges coming.
No. That looked like, and here's the thing, nobody besides homeboy that got slept walked away with any injuries.
2 people got slept.
Oh, yeah, because that other guy thought he was slept.
Yeah, but...
The other guy's like, fuck it, I'll try it.
I don't know why.
Oh, well, see, that goes back to what we just said. He was the drunkest one in the group.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, you can tell by the knees, because he could have fell like 3 different times, and he went back. It was like he was trying to ride the ground. was like he was riding an invisible,
That's tough.
like he was riding an invisible lowrider trying to fall.
Yeah, that's rough. I feel, hey, fuck around and find out, right?
But on that note, though, since you did say fuck around and find out, oh, my segues are on fire today. Fuck around and find out maybe what happened to Will Smith and Dwayne Martin. Allegedly. Because for God's sake, can't Will Smith catch a fucking break? So, Tasha K, who, by the way, let's just remind everybody about Tasha K real quick, is the one that Cardi B sued for spreading false information. Yeah. So, Tasha K's known for spreading false information. So maybe, because she's just swimming in an endless cycle of that now, she's just trying to do any press and sit down anywhere that'll have her that can make her some money. That could be. Which is what I think is the situation. So, in an attempt, in what I would say is to kick Will Smith while he's down, what happened is she was on, I forget which, maybe it was Gayle King, I don't know. She was somewhere, though. And she said that on the set, on a movie set or a TV set, I believe, that him and Dwayne Martin were caught having anal sex, in quotes, essentially just like on set in like a fucking, I don't know, in like a green room or something. Or in like a, just like a trailer. Like in a trailer or something.
Someone walk in and see.
Somebody walked in. She walked in, saw it.
Oh, she did?
Yes. However, though, I know that's been kind of like a rumor that's floated for years. It's always just kind of been shot down as just a rumor. Obviously, you got Jada Pinkett. They're asking her coming out of the thing. Have you know, what do you guys think about this allegation? She hit him with the Tupac. We suing. Damn near saw the spit come out. She went, we suing. Woo, woo, woo. Like, she was about to go in. You know, big body Jada, she don't play about that shit.
Yeah.
Notice how quick, like you said, though, in pre-pod, it went to we sue.
Yeah, real quick. When
she went, look, I might paint my husband as a lot of things, but giving it to a man in the ass, that's where my line in the sand.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, bitch, you're stealing my whole shit bar for bar. Like, that's my gimmick. Ripping on Will and ruining his legacy, that's my thing, bitch. Like,
yeah, and now she's going to go get half of that settlement.
I'm going to be honest, though. I think that's a clean-cut, easy win lawsuit because this rumor's been debunked 1,000 times. I mean, it's fun to have fun with it, but this is still a wild badge to be putting on a man's jacket, especially when he's literally being skited and dragged through the fucking mud like a rag doll right now.
Like, bro,
I love you, Will Smith. That never changes.
Me too. It's just like, geez, like,
man can't catch a break.
That's
dude.
what I'm at,
like he's probably sitting at home like, God almighty, this again?
Like, how many times have I done this one?
Am I ever going to get back to work? Am I ever going to do Independence Day 3? Like, I Am Legend 2. Come on, people have been waiting for years now.
Robot.
Yeah, which is now becoming true.
Yeah, that's why I got a motorcycle.
But,
catch me, I'm gone.
What do you think, man?
I think it's stupid. I think it's bullshit. She's out here trying to get some clout, and Jada's doing the same thing, but piggybacking off of it.
Well, in this instance, I will say they asked Jada coming out of the thing.
Well, yeah, but like at the same
time... Which, by the
time,
way, she like has a weird walk.
Yeah, but yeah, slander. Oh, yeah, go ahead, slander this man's name for the past year, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, well, we've been broken up technically since 2016. We haven't been together. Oh, but now it's you guys are suing. Now you're together. Now when there's a big-ass money lawsuit coming, now you're together. But since 2016, I thought y'all weren't together.
My husband never played no baseball. Right. He can't be the pitcher.
So I don't really fuck with her. I don't fuck with her at all. But it is what it is.
Yeah, Will.
All love to Will.
Yeah, Will, keep fighting, pushing through this bullshit, man. We rooting for you. There's still people rooting for you. We might be having a few laughs at the expense, but at the end of the day, man, we're rooting for you, dog. This is getting brutal for you out here, man.
Yeah, I feel for that. That sucks, like, for real.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, and, like, also another thing that I've always thought, like, even when I've originally heard that rumor, is, like, we're on set.
That's what I mean. Is like that's why I literally said, "Oh, they're just gonna do this for someone can
crazy."
They're like gonna do this act that that the world has no idea if they're in the closet about it.
So we're just gonna go Millie fucking vanilla.
Hey, let's just go a quickie right here. What do you mean, bro?
Yeah, hey, step off into the fucking.
No, let's go tell everyone we're having lunch and let's go get some lunch.
Yeah. and just
And
leave the door unlocked. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let it ride.
And of course, out of all people, she's the one that walked in.
I couldn't care anything less about the Pinketts or Smiths if I tried. Oh, but man, it's fucking wild out here for RD. But yeah, Will did just want to touch on that because it is just an absolute crazy thing every time you see it. But yeah, Jada looking like Tupac out there outside the limo, which, by the way, just real quick and then I'll switch. I learned something about Jada, and there's something to be found out about when you look at that clip. Because it's about, it's actually about, I think, a whole minute long. She can't walk and talk on the phone at the same time. And, like, what I mean by that is, so she comes out the thing on the phone, right? She comes out the building on the phone. She's listening. You can tell she's not speaking. But the moment she goes to open her mouth, even the security's fed up with it. She's like, and then she's talking. And the security guy's like,
he has to deal with this day.
Yeah, and then she like, and she goes, and then like even the camera guy, and then like this guy's come on, like he's like, hey limo, like he even says it, he's like, hey, like limo's parked, like we're time thing, we gotta get in
the car, you can talk.
And then she like stops after she goes, we suing. She gets in, and then it's like right as they're getting ready to shut the door, she's like, hold on, like she needs to hear something. She hits him with like, and it's like, Jada, get in the. I'd be like, Jada, get in the fucking car. We'll put this bitch in the queen.
You're not the queen.
Yeah, like come on. You're not the princess of Bel-Air.
You can't even fucking talk and walk. Get the fucking
start walking, start talking. Like,
get your ass in the fucking
Get in the
car.
fucking thing, or this guy's gonna keep asking you about your husband fucking a dude. So get in the fucking car.
For some reason, you like to talk about this.
Yeah, you wanted to be asked that question.
Did you hire them?
The first guy asked you about your sales being low on your memoir, and you skipped right past him and stood on the phone for 30 seconds. But this guy, you gave him the time of day.
She probably hired them to be there to ask her.
Hey, I know my book sales are low, so I'm not sure if anybody's going to ask this or not. But
I'm about to walk out of this store in about 35 minutes.
And you know what that guy would say? He'd be like, Jada, I'm too fucking busy right now. Kanye's trying to get me to debut his new song, Vultures. Bianca's needs a fucking family intervention.
I'll be there.
I'm on a tight schedule, Jada.
You can sell it to TMZ. I'll be there.
But last thing I did want to mention though about movies for this week is well, first off, happy Thanksgiving for those that are watching this afterwards and watching it now as well. Happy Thanksgiving. We are grateful. We are thankful for y'all always. Always make sure to remind yourselves of what you're grateful and thankful for as well. Not just on Thanksgiving, but be an extra little bit gracious and thankful on that day as well. But with that being said, Thanksgiving dropped in the movie theaters yesterday.
Oh yeah.
In fact, 2 movies came out, 2 big releases. How do you feel about Thanksgiving as a movie? Because for those that don't know, it's a slasher, it's a horror movie based on. I haven't really seen the trailer too much. Like I think I've seen it once, like 2 months ago, so I could be wrong. But it essentially looks like.
I'm not really familiar.
All right, for those that have seen,
I think I know, but yeah.
So last year, do you remember that movie? It was called Violent Night or something like that, where Sheriff Hopper played the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So they're starting to do movies like that more and more now, if you can't tell. They got Winnie the Pooh, Killer, Slasher.
I also think it was during this era.
They got Violent Claws.
I think it was during the era of the beginning of strikes where, like, they brought people on and, like, we're trying to just put something out. And like, hey, we don't know if this is going to last 3 years, 5 years, so we got to have some movies to bring in some revenue.
Now,
and they're not up to par.
Here's the thing with that.
If that makes sense.
I think this looks like something just in general new that they were trying to roll out because I think Happy Death Day brought back that, like, slasher fanatic.
Yeah.
There's something about those movies that seemed to, like, take a pivot. I think the younger generation started watching them, and then that caught on.
Yeah.
And, you know, the younger generation, they like
it's like
a little bit ridiculous stuff.
It's like kids found out about, like, I forget what it was, like someone when we had were kids and like you're just
ran rampant with it.
Yeah, it's just like all the nostalgia shit's coming back. So it's like CDs.
Yeah, so
it's like tape players.
It started as like a fake trailer when Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez, which I was going to mention, did that Grindhouse double feature.
Okay.
But essentially what they ended up taking it and running with it is it's a Thanksgiving slasher film. And then it looks like they're going to turn right around and do it next year with Terrifier 3 being set in like a Christmas setting.
Okay.
So it looks like they're starting to roll out these like holiday themed outlandish slasher films. How do you like, I know you just kind of elaborated on it, but like, are you for them? Are you excited
I'm
to
with
watch it? Or
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm excited to go.
if you saw that it just came out on Netflix, when
Yeah,
that time
I'll check
comes,
it out.
you'd be like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll watch.
But I'm also going into it like, what was that movie with Batista where he was like,
Ooh.
it was a more recent one where like he was like saving the world, but like,
Army of the Dead.
no, he was like with the family going through the woods and cabin.
Oh, Knock at the Cabin.
Yes. So I'm going in with that expectation. Like, hey, this movie, this is not gonna be fucking The Revenant, or like star production, great plot.
Batista, I think, did have a great performance.
Oh, he killed it. It ended up being better than my expectations. But I'm going into
agree.
it with those expectations of this is a raunchy comedy thriller. Not raunchy as in like
raunchy horror with a splash of that comedy too.
Yes.
Like, you know, I'm sure there's going to be a scene where
But
he's
I'm
like,
not
take your plate.
I'm not expecting it to be like a horror thriller of like Saw 3 or Final Destination 2. Like, I'm not going into with that.
Honestly, what they'll probably do is it'll
like,
just be like a
like-
Thanksgiving gory,
Right.
over the top slash.
But I'm not going into it with the expectations of like a Dynamo thriller. Like, if you go into it with that expectations, then you're ruining the movie for yourself.
I might catch this movie at the theater over the span of the next week.
That's fair.
I might. If I will be honest though, if I don't catch it between now and next week, I'll probably just be good on it.
Yeah.
I'll probably just.
And when
be
it
like,
hits,
right.
when it hits Peacock or whatever it hits, then all right, yeah, fuck it.
Which I saw they just did that with Five Nights at Freddy's, which I have not seen yet.
Me either.
I've heard mixed things, but haven't seen it yet.
I saw they did take out everything at Chuck E. Cheese's after those movies, though.
Yeah, I remember you sent me that. Those things are always creepy, though, anyways, dog.
No, fuck this generation. Y'all getting soft.
No, I'll be honest. Those things were a little crazy.
Yeah, and that's why you...
Bro, for one of my birthday parties, the rat looked like it was off a beam.
Cool.
Like,
and now that's why we didn't trust strangers. These kids these days, oh, everyone's friendly.
I'll never forget.
No, they're not. Look at that creepy ass mouth.
I'll never forget. I got my little birthday party hat on. I'm sitting there all giddy and whatnot. And here comes out the rats to play some music.
And you're like, I don't want that fucker touching my pizza.
Well, I just remember the one holding the banjo was like, hey.
Drunk as hell, bro. He's
like,
working 3 jobs.
And my dad, though, years later.
That's his 3rd job.
My dad, years later, he goes, man, I don't know what it was about that day. He goes, when we finally, got to be around him, and he goes, you were shaking your hand. He goes, that one. He goes, that thing did smell like some booze. He goes, oh, man. He goes, that thing's sweating under there. This guy's all boozed
Hell yeah.
He's out there fucking.
Yes.
Nah, playing the banjo. You got a 7-year-old birthday party.
He's just trying to make a little side money, bro.
Like, what can you do? He's like, I can fucking play the banjo if you give me a fifth. Just gave you a fifth of vodka. Dare me to play? Up there. But the other movie that hit the theaters though, this week, big release, which I'll be honest, it kind of came out of nowhere to me because I feel like I just heard about it like a month ago, and I'm like, oh wow, they're bringing those back because I thought they were based on books, and maybe they are still based on books, but they came out with the new Hunger Games.
Yeah,
just at the
saw
theater.
that.
And a whole new cast. I don't believe Jennifer Lawrence is involved with it.
So.
I like those Hunger Games. I know my wife loves them.
I hope it's like, all right, so Shrek 5 coming out.
I'm pumped.
Me too. Unless it ruins the fucking series.
They got everybody but Fiona's voice. Cool. They don't have Cameron Diaz yet.
Not saying that.
Cameron
Diaz not talking about
voices.
I'm talking about just ruining the fucking series.
I don't think they will.
We hope not. But that's what I'm with the Hunger Games. You had a great fucking set. You had a great franchise. Shrek, you had a great run. Great franchise. Fuck this younger generation. They can go watch the old ones. We don't need a new one. And they're making Shrek 5 for us. So I feel like that's why it won't be a bust. But this Hunger Games is for the new generation.
And what they're also doing there is I think that because they put them all out on, I forget what streaming service it is. Oh, the new I may have got lost on that. Something's a prequel. Oh, Hunger Games is probably the prequel. Gotcha.
They have to because you don't have the cast.
Yeah,
so you have to set it up. But all right, well now
makes more sense.
We either go before the times or after the times because you can't have it during because we don't have the same cast.
Yeah, and you probably still don't want to do it after either because you'd have to get Jennifer Lawrence involved
or somehow, some way.
Yeah,
to pass the throne.
Yeah,
pass the torch type shit.
Which she doesn't want to do because she's a mega star right now, and she doesn't want to be. I actually forget what her name is.
It'd be like $10 million for 10 minutes of her time.
I actually do forget now what her name is. I want to say it's something like Kitness, but I think
Yeah,
that was
Kitness.
a big Kitness. Kitness?
Kitness Evergreen.
Katniss Evergreen, right?
Oh,
Fuck.
somebody check us.
Yeah, he said the new Hunger Games is a prequel. But yeah, no, I thought that looked interesting. I know my wife really wants to see that one. Now I can.
I
tell
love
her
the
that's actually a
series. That's
prequel.
what I'm just saying. Like Shrek 5, they're making it for the kids that are now adults. Hunger Games, they're making it for a new setup, like so they can continue the franchise rather than like rejuvenate the franchise.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense, like
Yeah.
I
I think honestly, both of those might be attempts to also see if you can snag a younger generation.
well, Shrek for sure, but Shreks are animated. You can go back on them; they're still.
And I'm thinking about like I know me and you we are childless at the moment, but I imagine if we did have 4 or 5 year olds, we'd be going, hey, because this is going to be our excuse to not only see
rewatch
it.
our shit.
Yeah, now we're gonna watch
Yeah.
it with you guys, and then now our kids would be pumped,
the
and then
fucked
now
up
we're
part
all
is-
excited going.
Fucked up part is my nephew. He's 4. Yeah, 4.
We'll take.
Literally, my sister sent me a video the other day. She was like, "What do you want to watch?" He picked like the 1980s Mickey Mouse. He went back to the classics. He wasn't even,
Yes.
and I was like, "That's how I knew." I was like, "Yeah, he's like, yep." But like,
You wanted the good one.
he didn't go pick the new shit anyway. He was like, "Oh no, let's go watch the old stuff and old Mario and this old Mario." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, let's bet." Perfect.
That's dope.
Rather than being on the new Mickey Mouse shit, he's like, "Hey, can we go watch the old stuff too?"
Plus,
So it's like with the Shreks and stuff, they'll watch the old stuff.
with her nieces and stuff, every time that I've been around like the new kid shows, I'm like, what is this
Trash.
garbage?
Put on Tom and Jerry.
The
It's better
one
than
thing I was
everything.
watching was this show called like Kid Danger or something like that.
Oh.
I'm like, this is literally awful.
Garbage.
Like this is painfully bad.
Yeah, and doesn't like Tom and Jerry like didn't say a single word that whole show.
Gas.
Literally, not one word. But it still taught you shit. Like as a kid, like
Jimmy Neutron.
oh gas. Dexter's Laboratory.
I remember being in like
Gas.
third grade.
Johnny Bravo. Gas.
I remember being in like third, fourth grade, and they put the test right on your desk. And I actually remember a couple different times I'd go,
Brain blast.
dear God, if you're ever gonna give me one, brain blast,
I mean,
brain blast.
We've all said
I do
that.
not know one division.
We've all said the brain blast. I need a brain blast. That's so Raven. I need a That's so Raven moment right now.
Never watched it.
That's a class. My sisters.
Good one.
No, that's
funny.
Princess Diaries? Oh, that shit's fire. I don't care. I have sisters.
Gas Pack?
Gas. All 3.
What about Hannah Montana?
Nah.
See, I kind of watched that one.
No.
But I was the iCarly kid, though. I didn't fuck with iCarly.
But Hannah Montana was like the new generation's That's So Raven and shit.
Still think iCarly should host a Super Bowl, but neither here nor there. At least a BCS championship. But no. But on that note,
Or
though.
Feet Fighter.
On that note, though, let's pivot off into music. Dive into
about to
that.
take a piss
Because
real
a
quick.
lot of things happen, so I'll kick that off. So, Drake and Cole are back on road. Well, I should say Drake's back on road. But Drake and Cole are hitting the road together for the big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl. So, I'm happy to see them coming back. Not coming back, but hitting the road together. February 24th, I believe it's February 24th or February 26th, one of the two. Either way, I will be outside. I'll be at the Rocket Mortgage with the good brother Nate Ball. So I'm looking forward to that, meeting up with a couple different people there. Going to be getting some drinks after as well. Just feeling the energy downtown, getting excited, feeling the energy, feeling that nice Cleveland crispy February air. Probably rip a couple heaters outside. Maybe bring a little bluesy with me. Who knows? Maybe a little bluesy. But looking really forward to it. Drake and Cole hitting the road. I've never seen Drake live. I've never seen Cole live. So being able to catch this tour is just absolutely incredible. Really is. It's got almost like a Super Bowl concert feel to it. Big excited for this. Jumped on the tickets right away. Just absolutely. I was just following them in on the Drake Cole tour. So just very excited to be going to that at the end of February. Then another great show to add to my books. Big pump for that.
Yeah,
Big as the what? Just wanted to say that one more time.
Yeah, that's good.
But I got pretty good seats for that, so I'm looking forward to it. Big time excited. Like I said, I haven't seen either of them before, so I'm definitely big pumped for that. But with that being said, let's just start right there on the new music reviews, because that tour was just announced along with Scary Hours 3 edition of For All the Dogs that just dropped. So we'll start with that album. I know we just kind of played it pre-pod as I was getting everything set up, getting it going.
Yep.
We were talking about the different shots that were thrown on it, but just to start with the quality of it and the direction that he went with it, how are you feeling about what you heard of Scary Hours 3?
I like it. I mean, some of the shots weren't the best accuracy. I mean, or needed. Like,
so essentially,
sometimes like the one it's like, all right, with the one with
Pusha.
Yeah, it's like you sound like the bitter old NBA player.
So on
You know
Evil
what I mean?
Wick,
Like, it's like
which
the
was
old-
produced by The Alchemist, which I do think is a great record.
That's hilarious.
He did try to revive that Pusha T.
She's just faceless, and you are
That is
all
gas.
in.
But yeah, he did. He did try to revive that Pusha T beef though. And
For what though? No, he didn't even try to revive it.
I mean,
He was
Drake's
just-
notorious for sending shots. Like,
he was
years
just talking
after a
shit
beef,
and like,
but-
yeah, he's dead, he broke, but like, bro, like, he's not broke. And
yeah,
like,
he said something they were saying about Tick Tick,
and
the
like
guitar-
anybody compared to Drake is
he
broke.
broke as fuck.
Like
and
anybody
more
compared to you,
statistic.
bro. Anybody compared to Drake's broke.
And then he said like I
Like,
had Eclipse or something like that.
If you're
which-
not a billionaire, you're broke compared to Drake.
But see, in general though, see that was the diss where Drake, I love you, man. Drake stan, I'm with it,
Right.
but
Unnecessary.
unnecessary.
Irrelevant.
As you know, I told you in the pre-pod, if he would have leaned over at me in the studio and said, "Hey, let me show you this," do a couple shots and push. What do you think?
Why?
I would have
So
said,
what? We won.
Uh,
That's already done.
"It's done. It's over with."
like
You know, you both walked away. It's
your
over.
biggest song with J. Cole
However,
right now.
though-
You say I'm one hit away from Mike. Beat it.
the
beat
thing,
it.
the thing with
Beat it.
the thing with Pusha T. The thing with Pusha T and Drake though is this probably will go on for a while because they both have that in them, where they don't really let shit. Neither of them really do that. They still
Well,
always look
Pusha
for
did
a shot.
until, like, they both did.
Yes and no.
Well, yeah, but until this, there wasn't a song from Pusha. So now it's like, bro, like, you reignited this for what?
I mean, it wasn't a full diss track, which was obviously
It's a shot. It's a shot.
definite clear cut shot.
That's you don't need a diss track. You have a shot. You took a shot.
Another two direct shots that he took, which I want to speak on the direct shots. I don't want to talk about the alleged one. The other two direct shots that he practically called him out by name
Right.
was Joe Budden.
Yeah.
So he called out Joe Budden for his shit.
Which, I mean,
Which, as far as that whole thing
each
goes,
his own.
yeah. Which I know some people are trying to say that Joe Budden is the whole, should be held responsible for the reason that Drake dropped this project just because he inspired him and motivated him. And it's
Yeah, that's why he did it.
I don't think that had anything to
That's
do
why.
with it.
That's why Drake's putting out
Drake-
music to prove Joe Budden wrong.
And when Drake threw those shots at him,
Or is it to beat Michael Jackson's in the record?
Well, I loved it.
But I'm saying, which one gives Drake more motivation? Beating Michael Jackson record all time, or Joe Budden? I gotta prove him wrong. I'm a billionaire, but I gotta prove Joe Budden wrong.
I
Get
think
the fuck out of here.
what Drake said in that Instagram comment to
Y'all
him was
sorry.
enough like a month ago. That was like enough. And then he threw those shots at him on the record, which I think was great. I love those shots that he threw at him. But he also threw shots at Kanye as well.
Yeah.
So he threw some clear shots at Kanye, which I thought those were actually clever. I thought that worked. And he was telling the truth, which, again, I think behind every great diss bar or diss track is if you were creatively telling the truth.
Right.
Of what happened. But now there's the alleged shot. So there's some people that are saying on Stories About My Brother that he had shots for Kendrick. Now, I forget exactly what the bars were, but essentially they're saying that he's still throwing shots at Kendrick. I could see it,
I could, but like,
but
it'd be like
it's one of those Drake bars where I
it'd
love
be
how,
like pettiness, not like anger.
and it's funny because he has a record called this on the Scary Hours 3, but it's called If the Shoe Fits.
Right.
And I feel like he's great at that. Like, I can say a bar.
Where he intends it to, like, hey, people are gonna take this as it's a diss, but I can play it off.
Oh, I know who he's talking about. He's talking about him. Where really all you just did was look at what you did.
right.
Because I was talking about 8 different people.
Yes.
And you just said,
If the
boom.
yeah.
You said one of their names.
But
I didn't even have to say the name.
But Kendrick, that's where it's like, we'll never know. Because Kendrick's never won. He's not going to.
Oh, when he does it subtly back.
But Kendrick's not going to respond unless. No, you guys. Put my name. You don't. I'm not sending shots back at alleged shit. Unless, like, you got to make it known. Like, who was it in, like, Control or whatever? Like, or who started what made, like...
Oh, Kendrick's Controllers?
Yeah, but someone before that, or someone after, like, Meek Mill's like, oh, you think you're the king of in New York?
Ooh, kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great, but then...
Ooh, kill him. I remember that.
But you threw straight shots, so then, okay, Control, whatever, came out, I was like, well, shit. Yeah, that was a great response, but it didn't beat his original. Like,
no.
Meek, that was a phenomenal response.
It was a fun diss record, actually.
It was, but it was like, he took a straight shot at him. It was like, hey, you think, it wasn't no subliminal. It was like, everyone knew. So if Kendrick went back, it would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, makes sense why he did. But Kendrick didn't because you didn't even test my...
I want to say the last time Kendrick threw any somewhat of a shot, it was on that Hillbillies record because he kind of did the sticky flow.
And it's...
That was
it's usually throwing shade at...
Even that's not really something that you can confirm.
And it's more or less when he's like throwing a shot, it's like throwing a shot at the mumble era rap type shit, like where people that aren't in it for the art type of thing, if that makes sense.
Oh, kind of like a cop out.
Like he more or less is throwing shade and throwing disses at people that are like, you're here just to make some money, you're not in it for the industry. So like you're out here on bullshit, so I don't respect it. I'm not throwing shade at, oh, you're hiding your kid from the world.
No, he didn't take
that. He's not doing that shit.
But overall, those Scary Hours 3, though, I did enjoy it a lot. I liked it a lot. I do think that it's awesome that he was able to give us the Honestly Nevermind, like the house dance out.
Oh, yeah.
And then he turned right around and gave us the aggressive, like Her Loss. And then he turned around and gave us For All the Dogs, and then turns around and gives us what people have been asking for, which is We Want the Drake bars.
Yeah.
And he hopped over Conductor. He got on Alchemist. So that was really cool to see. I saw you had Boy Wonder on there as well.
And,
so that's dope.
And he's been doing good. So like,
yeah, no,
he's been doing phenomenal. I should say.
Oh, he's on a crazy run.
That's what I mean. It's like that's like the whole like, oh, Joe Budden like thinks he's
all because of that one comment.
Bro, he like come on. He has motivation from a different, like...
Had nothing to do with that.
But shit, I'm about to get out of here.
Big pump for that tour, though.
That's going to be lit. If fucking... I want to go to the tour. I'm going to say it like that. But I ain't going above and beyond.
Yeah, and you don't want to hop on those...
nosebleeds.
He's at Bars Drake is the best El Drake. But, yeah, no, and the resales, too, they're just going to wax and tax.
Yeah, and so, yeah. I mean, it would be a great show. The only person I'll actually overpay for is Kendrick.
The Kendrick situation.
Yeah, if he ever came around, I will overpay for that.
Last time he came around here, I caught it. It was
I know.
The Damn Tour.
Yeah, but I missed the one way back in the day when there were 16 people in the show.
Oh, Jesus.
And I haven't lived that one down, so...
That was an OG one.
Yeah.
That would have been.
I haven't lived that one down, so.
Because I went right after Good Kid dropped.
Yep.
And
Vince was there
Jacobs. Too. That was a good one.
And Vince is the one that showed me about it. I was like, God damn it. I should have went. But shit. I'm about to go run some more errands for the day.
Head now?
Yes, sir.
Will you take it easy, good brother?
Appreciate you.
I'll take it from here.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Great rest of the pod.
Will do, brother.
Oh, I almost forgot my coat. See that Ohio
you're
weather,
y'all. You're gonna hit him with your catchphrase.
Oh, stay blessed and less stressed, y'all. And the Ohio weather almost caught me slipping. The sun out, shining, making it look warm. Hell no, almost walked out without my sweater. Fuck that.
Well, take it easy, good brother.
Yes, sir. Always love.
Yes, sir. So on that note, let's dive into some more new music reviews. I am big pumped though. Like I said, big excited for that Drake Cole tour. Starting to already get the set list together in my head. I know they're going to be on stage at the same time, so I'm really excited for that. So here's some other new music that we got that came out. While we're still on albums, which I'm going to save one for last because I have a question that I wanted to propose. My highly recommendation of the week. Album that stood out to me immediately, has incredible replay value. I've listened to it about 4 times all the way through now. I believe it's pronounced Quarantana. I think it's pronounced Quaranta. But Danny Brown Quaranta, it stands for 40 in Italian, I believe. You got 11 tracks, 34 minutes. Absolutely love what he did with this project. Only have, I believe it's 3 features. So, yeah, we got 3 features. Overall, though, top to bottom, love how he approached it. Love the production on it. Love the sound. I'm always somebody that says Danny Brown can put together a phenomenal album, top to bottom, like no other. Absolutely incredible work that he's able to do. I think this is probably some of his best lyricism when I'm looking at it, trying to kind of decipher and pick out what my favorites are. But just looking at it from a lyric standpoint, I do believe this is probably his best project yet. He doesn't do his signature voice, which is kind of something new to get used to. But I like how he approached this and didn't lean into that. And still had that Danny Brown feel to it, had that Danny Brown energy of certain like lyrics and the different way he approached it. And the way it was kind of like, even like the punchline sounded like if he would have did the voice, it would have been classic Danny, but he didn't want to lean into that this time. And I thought that was really cool. He addressed a lot of things, even like Dave Chappelle getting him smoked out on stage, with Dave Chappelle mentioned in another stand-up. So I thought that was awesome. My standout joints, though, when I look at it, I highly recommend the whole album, though. I think it's got phenomenal replay value. Really excited to see what this does for him. But my favorite right off top would be Celibate featuring Mike. Love that. Love that hook. Number 2, I love YBP featuring Bruiser Wolf. That was one of the first times I've been kind of getting acquainted to Bruiser, and I really like that joint. And then I think my other favorite would be Hanami, number 10. But I highly recommend checking out that whole album. Danny Brown, I think he's somebody that truly does have an absolutely immaculate discography. It's incredible to see all of his projects, especially when you think about him from Triple X all the way up till now. You had Old, you had Atrocity Exhibition, you had You Wasn't There, you know what I'm saying? Then you had this Quarantana. So I just, and you had the Scare and the Hose that he just did with JPEG. So I love a lot of Danny's work. Love it that he was able to put out a solo project as well. Might even be mentioning it during my Sleepless Radio Awards, depending on how well I keep sitting with it. But on that note, another album that came out, you got Lil Durk and the OTF family, Only the Family, dropped their compilation called Nightmares in the Bottom. Now on there, I only added 2 joints. I'm not the biggest Durk fan, OTF fan, obviously. Clearly, I'm probably not their target demo. But I did add track 2 and track 8 on there. I added Eyes Red and Hood Said, because I am a Durk fan. I have been a long-time Durk fan. So I was excited to see how he handled being like the head honcho of this project. And I thought a lot of the talent sounded good on it. Still probably gotta, see what more OTF puts out as a label. But as far as just getting behind them and giving them that push and kind of giving them their shine, I thought that was a really good look that Durk did for him. I noticed a couple different names on there that are commonly known features as well. You had Icewear Vezo, which was really good. So I was happy to see him on there. That was a good joint. However, though, as far as albums go, besides the one that I wanted to save for last, even after the singles. Oh, how could I forget? Andre 3000 dropped New Blue Sun. Now, I'm still yet to hear the whole project. For those that don't know, Andre 3K, our good legend pioneer, 3 Stacks, decided to come out with a solo album, finally. However, there is no raps on it, which he informs you right from the get-go on track 1, that there is no raps on it whatsoever. So, obviously everybody's like, well, this is clearly not what we wanted, but somehow only Andre 3K can get away with making this sound and making this get us hyped and get us excited for a project and make this sound appealing of him just seriously just playing wind and I forget, I think he said wind instruments and some other kind of instruments. But I haven't heard the whole thing yet. It's 8 songs, 1 hour and 28 minutes, so that's interesting. The song titles are pretty wild. The slang pussy rolls off the tongue nice. But I am excited, though, to check out the rest of that Three Stacks project. It is definitely soothing from what I've heard. I feel like it's definitely an album you want to take like a walk to, or like maybe just listening to it on like a 20-minute ride, or like just kind of hour and 28-minute ride, really. But definitely looks like something that you want to get that feel of nature with. I mean, that's literally how it was essentially made. That was from where the conception of the whole thing came from. You'd spot him outside a Soho house playing the violin right outside. But, I am excited to finish it. It's just so crazy to think that Three Stacks, after all this time, gives us an album with no bars on it, because obviously he knows it's what we're literally fiending for. But Three Stacks, we love you. Like I said, only you can make this absolutely something that we have to go out of our way to listen to, because it is you. And anytime that Andre 3K does anything new on a mic, we always want to run to it. So I am excited to finish that. And I'm excited to see what you guys think of all these projects as well. I know some of you guys were kind of hating on them on Reddit, so I hope we can can that and cut that out. But on that note, I do believe it's time to talk singles. Yes. So for everybody that follows and keeps up with the highly recommendations, I do highly recommend that you guys check out that Danny Brown album. It is phenomenal. Now, with that being said, a couple singles that I wanted to talk about. J-Rock from TDE dropped another new single, so he's gearing up. Eastside Johnny getting ready to drop a new album. This record is called Still That Way, featuring Bongo By The Way. And Doomer, I know you said that this sounds like Win Part 2 to you, which is kind of exciting, because I kind of see it with the way that the production is and the way that he chose to approach the flow on it. But at the same time, I do enjoy it overall when J-Rock kind of has this sound. I do like it a lot when he has that high tempo flow. However, though, I've liked the other singles more so far. So I hope that maybe this is the last single before the album. So I hope that this sticks. I think that's right now what they're trying to do, is they're trying to get a single that sticks to then therefore hype the album the way that Win was able to hype up Redemption. So I think that's where TDE's trying to go with it. As you guys know, I'm a TDE stan, Top Dog Entertainment alumni since day one. So I'm a big fan of them. Really excited to see J-Rock get to step out into the light too, especially now with Kendrick out of the way. So I think J-Rock can really do big things. I know Win was a major big-time record for him. Same with just Redemption in general. So I am excited to see where he goes with this project. I like the single. I'm not going to say I put the highly recommendation stamp on the single, but definitely check it out. Let me know what you guys think. And, let me know, as always, too, what you guys listen to. Another single, though, that jumped out at me that I was really pumped for. Oh, yeah. Much better single. I agree. Emotional Oranges and Nanso Amati dropped Nowhere. And I always love keeping up with Emotional Oranges. I think they dropped a great new single there. Love seeing them always tackle new sounds, too. I know Doomer, he's a big Emotional Oranges fan as well. Shout out Rory as well for putting me onto the Emotional Oranges. Love checking them out. Definitely think you guys should give that one a look. Again, though, I can't quite put the highly recommendation, I got to make sure I'm protecting that stamp. I got to make sure that stamp means something. So I don't want to, jump the ledge too quick. The Aquaman soundtrack had a single come out for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which will be hitting theaters here soon. And that record is called Deep End by the Ex-Ambassadors. Ex-Ambassadors is kind of a guilty pleasure of mine, as far as a lot of people don't know that I listen to them. I mean, granted, I don't listen to them too much often, but I do like the Ex-Ambassadors a lot. And I'm excited to kind of see where they go with that film. I do kind of like Aquaman, Jason Momoa. And I do think that that's a cool single to help roll out the movie. As far as other singles go, check what we got here. Another album I want to mention too that I didn't mention from months ago. I do highly recommend, I will put the stamp on this, that you guys check out this Jordan Ward album called More Word, aka Forward in parentheses. Jordan Ward, great R&B soul record. Great R&B soul album. Now, as far as singles go, we got Tyla dropped the remix to Water featuring Travis Scott, which I heard. It's all right. I'm sure a lot of Travis fans will like it more than I did. Looks like Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce hopped on the Fairy Tale of Philadelphia single. So I haven't heard that, but that's just odd to see that. Ari Lennox dropped a really good single with Get Close. I thought that was great. Shout out Dreamville. Love hearing new Ari. So Ari strikes again. Love Get Close. Jimmy Fallon and Meghan Trainor dropped a new single called Wrap Me Up, which I haven't heard. Dolly Parton dropped a new album. Dropped some remixes on that, which is interesting. Mozzie dropped Free Juju, which I did hear that. I thought that was good. Spin That Back, 42 Doug. I didn't hear that, but it's good to hear 42 Doug back to dropping music. We got Tyla dropped a record called, another remix of Water. This is Tyla and Marshmello. We got, we might be approaching the too far mark. La Tyler dropped OK Bet Part 2. I know I've heard that name a lot. Mahid Jordan did drop an album. I just haven't checked that out yet, so I'm sure I'll get to that between now and next week. I saw DJ Premier and Common dropped a record called In Mo Speculation. Well, in parentheses, speculation. I haven't heard that yet, though. I saw Quincy White and Dave East drop No Fairy Tales. I'm not a Dave East fan myself by much, I should say, but I see that they dropped. Judas Priest, for the rock fans out there, dropped Trial by Fire. Bon Jovi dropped Christmas Isn't Christmas. Big Scar dropped End Zone. I did hear that. I like Big Scar, but I didn't add that one. That didn't jump out at me. Teddy Swims dropped Some Things I'll Never Know, a remix from a record on his album. Which I like that singers are starting to do that, kind of bringing back the remixes. And that does do it for singles. So on that note, yeah, see, I haven't heard that new Common joint yet. I'm excited. I want to hear that. Oh, that was over one of the beats that collected. I did that over one of the DJ Premier beats. Common, nice. Good job. I'm in good company once again. But the album that I wanted to save for last, because it is a question that I have to propose with it, is 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne dropped their Welcome to Collie Grove 2, a.k.a. Collie Grove 2. So they dropped their album. It was narrated top to bottom by, I believe it's 5 different skits, at least 4, which it was done by 50 Cent. So 50 Cent narrated the album. I added some joints on it. One of the things that actually jumped out to me the most was 50 Cent and his narration. Obviously, when Collie Grove 1 came out, that had a lot of great records on it. I would say overall that was probably a classic collab album. If not, it was just right on that verge. Just right on that verge of being a classic. But Collie Grove 2 is now dropped. I've been able to listen to it twice. A couple records I've listened to multiple times, like 3 or 4. Like I said, 1, I love the 50 Cent narration that he did. I love that. I think that was amazing how they handled the skits. I think that was really cool. A real nice touch to put on the album. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I don't think anybody expected that. So I think that was a home run right out of the park. That was a grand slam getting him to narrate. Features on it overall. You got 21 Savage on Big Diamonds. You got Usher on Transparency. You got Fab on PPA. And you got Benny the Butcher on Oprah and Gayle. You got Vori on Godzilla. You got Rick Ross on Can't Believe You. And you got Marsha Ambrose on Moonlight, which is the last track. So with that being said, I added all the skits. I added 5. I added 7, which was Millions From Now. I added Significant Other, number 10. I added PPA, number 12 with Fab. I added Oprah and Gayle, instant ad with Benny the Butcher. Added Bars, number 15. Added Godzilla, number 17 with Vori. And then I added just that last skit. So with that being said, my 3 favorites on the album, my 3 standouts. Number 1, Oprah and Gayle. Number 2, Bars. Because I thought that was just great hearing Chainz get the bar out. And then, strangely enough, number 3, Vori's been on a feature run for me. So I'm going to give that to Godzilla featuring Vori. I'm loving them getting Vori on hooks. I love that now that we're starting to get more of the R&B guys, more with the hip-hop guys. Love it. Also, I love that record with Fab. I think getting to hear Fab now 2 weeks back-to-back on some new records is amazing. However, the two things that I wanted to mention with it, automatically, whenever you get a sequel to a collab album, you got to compare it to what came before. I think off top, just listening to this a couple times, that the better records were on Collie Grove 1. I think Collie Grove 1 was better. So Collie Grove 1 greater than signed Collie Grove 2. But obviously, it's only been one day. So I still got to sit with Collie Grove 2. I'm a big Wayne fan. You guys know that. I love Titty Boy. I love 2 Chainz. So I'm definitely excited to give this one some more listens. Feel like maybe some just got to sit in with me because obviously I went in with an expectation, which I know that expectations are the killer of great music because you just go in expecting what came before it or expecting something. Then you get something different that you just weren't ready for, so your mind needs to adjust. So let's see how I sit with this. Definitely an album because of the skits that you want to listen to top to bottom, though. Definitely not one that you just want to feature hop through, so I do recommend listening to this from top to bottom when you do. But with that being said, my other question, the question that I wanted to ask, and this is for all the viewers, and I'll answer it myself. So I'm asking myself, and I'm asking you guys, which album, now I'm just going within a 1 week span here, do you think is better? So who put out the better collab album? Wayne and 2 Chainz with Welcome to Collie Grove? So Collie Grove 2? Or do you think It's Too Good to Be True, Rick Ross and Meek Mill was better? Now, I know which one I think is better and which one that I expect myself to go back to more. But again, time will tell. We'll have to see. But which album do you guys think was better? Welcome to Collie Grove or It's Too Good to Be True? Now, with that question being stated, my favorite is It's Too Good to Be True. I see myself going back to that Meek and Ross a little bit more because even though we used to get those double MG compilations, we never got a whole project of just Meek and Ross. And I know people want to debate sales, which I'm not here to do. I think it was just overall a great project, and maybe it wasn't necessarily meant to sell well because I think overall that, yeah, Too Good to Be True fire. Like, Too Good to Be True really just stood out to me as something that I see myself going back to a lot. I really think that's a great collab album. In the past week, I went back to it a lot. Pillow Talk's actually one of my favorite joints on there just because I love hearing Meek get his shit off. And they didn't necessarily have expectations going in. Granted, yes, it was kind of like it felt like it was long overdue for It's Too Good to Be True, but it didn't have like this, oh, it's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, or it's going to be as good as this, or it's going to be better than that. It was just, oh, we're finally getting Ross and Meek. And I think they delivered tenfold on it, and think it's something that we're going to be sitting with for a while. Collie Grove 2, again, like I said, great, very good listen top to bottom. We got to see where the replay value is going to lean on it. Because I do think there's some good records. There's some good joints on there. But I'm interested, honestly, to see how they sell. Because I wouldn't necessarily say that album's meant for the new generation. They're going to hear 50 Cent come in on the narration and go, huh? Who's this? Maybe somebody will go, hey, I think this is what my older brother watches when he listens to Power or when he watches Power. But I think overall, though, I would say It's Too Good to Be True. I think Ross and Meek had the overall better collab album, but excited to see kind of where people are thinking. I know Collie Grove 2 is going over really great, aka Welcome to Collie Grove. But yeah, I just wanted to ask you guys that and let you guys know what I think, because I think it's great that we're able to get 2 great, solid collab albums like that back-to-back weeks, and seeing 4 legends in the game get to show out like that and get to link up, because we love seeing Chainz and Wayne together, and we love seeing Ross and Meek together. So great music, as always, wins. It will be interesting, though, to see who got the better first week numbers, I can't lie, and to kind of see how everything pans out. But now that we're done with the new music reviews, now we got to move on to a couple things in the news. So the first thing that I'm going to dive into is this crazy thing that hit the news earlier this week, which is now that Diddy, a.k.a. Love, a.k.a. Sean Puff, Sean Diddy Combs, you name it, he's probably changed it, which Diddy, I love you. I always appreciate the shout out you gave me on Twitter. Should have called me instead of Bieber. But on that note, for those that don't know, Diddy was in the news earlier this week, where it's now came out that Cassie, potato, tomato, came out and said that there has now 10 years worth, or after 10 years or whatever, has came out with, and you can fact check me on this, but came out originally with accusations of, I believe it was rape and assault charges, which now, flash forward, there's now been a settlement reached that now there has been some resolve to it, which I did see. I believe it was either last night or this morning. So I did see that they settled that lawsuit already. So that's good. So glad that was able to get settled. Obviously, Diddy, it's his turn at the podium this week as far as getting dragged through the mud goes. I saw that there's a lot of different things going on with him right now currently, where now there's Justin Bieber got involved. Wale got involved. Kid Cudi got involved as far as these rumors that have came out about it, which I know Kid Cudi ended up speaking about it. So apparently, when Diddy thought that there was some involvement, we'll start with Kid Cudi. We're going to start with Kid Cudi's part of this story. So originally, looks like in the early 2010s, like 2012, that Cudi and Cassie had some sort of a relationship and had something going, situationship, an entanglement, have you, as Jada would like to say, that he's, somehow made Diddy insecure about it, and got a text from a block number threat that he figured was Diddy, and then ended up getting his car blown up. Oh my God. So, and I saw on Twitter, somebody hit a golden chef kiss of a meme that they put him as Aunt May in Spider-Man 2 when he comes or I think it's Spider-Man 2. Yeah, when Doc Ock comes blasted through the wall. They were like Kid Cudi when Diddy pulled up. So I thought that was hilarious. Obviously, the internet's undefeated. But yes, I saw that apparently there was that, and Diddy ended up confirming that there was like a text from a block number, and that's kind of why he stayed away from Diddy. People think that that's why J. Cole, because he had one fight with Diddy, and then he's ridden a bike ever since. So people thought that that was why J. Cole switched to riding bikes. Who knows? Maybe some truth to that. You never know in this crazy simulation anymore. And then I saw that Wale got involved. So Wale was the next name to get dragged into this. And he got dragged into it by apparently saying that he got dangled over a balcony for some sort of an argument or a dispute or something that he had with Diddy, to where either, I don't believe Diddy did it, but one of Diddy's boys, whatever, henchmen, held Wale, I don't know if there's any truth to this, over a balcony. So that's kind of insane. The other thing that I saw that was just batshit nutty with this, which is probably the craziest thing out of all this, is that Diddy, when Justin Bieber was roughly 15 years old, which now there's video clips surrounding it and everything, that because of Diddy's relationship through Usher, that he was able to spend, said like 48 hours in an undisclosed location with no cameras or something with Justin Bieber. And then it flash forwards to about a year later, where there's this weird, strange clip of Diddy like, so man, what, you came too big for your britches? Paraphrasing here. You too big, too rich, got too much money to talk to me now, huh? Which I don't know why I said that, like Diddy was trying to do a half Tony Clifton, but we'll have it. So came too big for your britches there, boy. Thinking just go around and just forget all about Diddy, forget all about love. Well, that's not gonna fly with me there, white boy. I want that phone number. And then Diddy proceeds to give him his phone number. And And he's like, oh, yeah, like, do you, all awkwardly, he's like, do you, like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I'll take your phone, put my fucking number in it. So that looked super weird. Diddy, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but what are you doing putting your number in a 15-year-old boy's phone? But We're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Why? Because you are capital Love. You are love. You did this all out of a place of love, Diddy. I'm fighting for you. Hey, you can put your number in my phone. I will get on any way I can. We're trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, though. The fact that he settled that lawsuit, though, I'm sure that's Diddy's way of just throwing some money at it and saying, let's just sweep this under the rug. Who knows? Maybe Tasha K will come out and say some more wild shit about Will Smith or somebody in a week, and we'll get ourselves off the hook. But I did see that got resolved, so I'm glad that got resolved. But again, that's just some crazy shit to see in the news. And speaking of crazy shit to see in the news, Dooley's watching this with a grin on his face. And I'm sure that there's other people that hear this with a grin on their face, which I do not believe is the correct approach to take during this, because this is actually a very serious situation that luckily only resulted in a robbery. But to shatter the news feeds last night, Russ's home was unfortunately burglarized, which I have what was taken here. So thieves broke into Russ's home. They stole 5 firearms, his girlfriend's Mercedes, and various other items. Almost every drawer in the residence was open. Jewelry boxes were open and empty, and most couch cushions had been removed and thrown on the floor. Now, that's obviously a crazy situation. Luckily, thankfully, Russ was not home. Nobody was home. His girlfriend wasn't home. So luckily that they were able to return home safely. I know some people think, oh, you robbed the rich and, they can get it right back. No, very serious situation. No matter who you are, when you come home and drawers are open, couches, cushions are thrown, people have now breached your home. They have now ruined the safety and sanctity that you have with your home. So thankfully, Russ is safe and everybody's safe. I'm sure they're going to catch those thieves. I'm sure Russ has top of the line security. Absolutely insanity and crazy to see, though, that somebody tried to pull a pop smoke on Russ. Maybe it was from somebody closer to him that maybe knew how to bypass some shit. Unfortunately, you never know in this industry or in this world in general who's trying to look at you with a side eye and look at you as a way to come up. So once again, Russ, just glad that you were able to remain safe. Let's see if I can make this into the trash. It's full of Wingstop, so I'm not even going to try. But glad that he was able to make it safely out of that, so I did just want to mention that. So with that being said, that leaves us with the great topic of pro wrestling. Some good old wrestling. So, mainly AEW is going to steal the show on this one because AEW Full Gear is on tonight, live on Bleacher Report pay-per-view. I will be ordering this AEW pay-per-view. I haven't ordered the last couple, but I'm really excited to throw a little bit of a watch party for that tonight. Big excited for it, actually. It looks like a really good stacked card, which I'm about to be diving into here shortly. So I'm really excited for that. It's like I said, pre-show 0 hour comes on YouTube. Again, I should be getting paid for this promo, y'all. Come on, pay me for some advertising. But tonight, 0 hour on YouTube from 7 to 8, you will be able to see MJF defend the Ring of Honor tag team titles in a handicap match against the Gun Club. But that's to kick off the show. You got AEW Full Gear on Bleacher Report live pay-per-view at 8 o'clock tonight, which I will be doing some live tweeting as I'm drinking, putting some smoke in the air with the boys, watching with El Padrino as well. AEW pay-per-view, looking excited for that one tonight. I know they're live at the Kia Forum, so should be a good turnout. But on that note, let's pull up this AEW card, shall we? Full Gear 2023, we're going to start with AEW this time. Looks like a really good card. Pull up the old Google. Pull up the old Google. Or for people that watch Hot Tub Time Machine, Lugal. But let's see here. How to watch Full Gear, we already know. Give us the card. This is the full card. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I think I got it. Okay, I got it. All right. So this is the AEW Full Gear 2023 match card and projected order. So we're even going in order here. 0 hour on the pre-show. 0 hour. 9 a.m. No, all right. 0 Hour Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. MJF and potential mystery partner, which I was unaware about, versus the Guns. I got MJF and mystery partner retaining that one. MJF is pulling double duty once again on the pay-per-view. One of the best wrestlers in the world. I think that should be a great pre-show match. So I'm really actually excited once for a pre-show. So just to kick it off great, I think that's off to a hot start right there. It looks like to kick off the official card, it will be the AEW World Tag Team Championship #1 contenders match, which is the Young Bucks versus the Golden Jets, Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. Now, I think that will be a great match as well to kick it off. Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, I think, will win that match. But either way, that's 4 great talents, 4 great legends to have in the ring. But I'm rooting for Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, and I think Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho are going to win. For the TBS Championship, so the women's TBS Championship, you got a triple threat match. You got Chris Statlander, who's the champion, defending her belt against Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Now, I know Sky Blue's over right now, but she's only over on the internet for one thing, and that's her cheeky weekies. And you got Chris Statlander, who's great at defending the belt right now. But then you also got Julia Hart in the mix. Now, I do think some titles are going to change hands tonight. But I don't think this is one of them. I think Chris Statlander walks out the TBS Championship. TBS Champion. And still. But if it's not Chris Statlander, I think it's going to be Sky Blue. Then you got the Texas Death Match, which I think this match is going to be one of the best matches of the night. You got the Texas Death Match, which is Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. Now, they've been cutting great promos leading up to this. It's actually been a great feud overall, especially with how they did the infamous home invasion angle with Swerve Strickland going to Hangman's house. With that being said, though, I think Hangman Adam Page is going to win this Texas Death Match. I think this has got him written all over it. For the AEW World Tag Team Championship, you got a fatal 4-way tag match, which is Ricky Starks and Big Bill, which is the AEW World Tag Team Champions, defending against FTR versus Kings of the Black Throne, which is Malachi Black and Brody King, versus La Facion, which is Rush and Dralastico. I don't think La Facion's going to win. I also don't think Ricky Starks and Big Bill are going to retain their belts, though, either. I think either FTR or Kings of the Black Throne will win. And I think if you want to get the House of Black over as a faction, I think Kings of the Black Throne, Malachi and Brody win that. But if it's not them, I think you put it on All Reliable, and I think you give it to FTR. Now, with that one being said, I think that should be great, though. I think a Fatal 4 tag match is always awesome. Right now, looking at this one, though, this is going to be potential to be one of the best matches of the night as well. You got the International Championship match, which is Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley. Now, I think that's going to be a great match. I think that one could low-key go either way. However, I do think Orange Cassidy might need a little bit more time off to just kind of enjoy some time off the road. So I'm thinking Jon Moxley is going to beat Orange Cassidy for the International Championship. However, that one has that chance to go either way, and I'm actually wanting Orange Cassidy to win. But I do think that Jon Moxley, if I'm a betting man on that one, I would say Jon Moxley's going to take that win. But I'm really excited for that match. Then you got the AEW Women's World Championship, which is Hikaru Shida versus Toni Storm. Now, this is the Women's Championship that I think is going to change hands. I think Toni Storm's going to beat Hikaru Shida, and then that's where Saraya is going to be able to get into a feud, hopefully, with Toni and Shida, and turn this whole thing back into like a triple threat feud. Only because I'm a Saraya stan, so I'm rooting for her here. But I do think that's going to be a great match. Toni Storm is getting incredibly over right now. So I'm going Toni Storm gets the dub on Hikaru Shida and becomes the AEW Women's World Champ. And I think she deserves it as well. Then you got the match that I'm looking the most forward to tonight. This is honestly the match in the feud that cemented me spending $50 on this pay-per-view tonight. You got Sting, Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland For those that don't know, that man also goes by Edge. So you got Sting, Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. I'm going that Sting, Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland win that match because that would be an incredible pop. And Sting's winding down his career, so I think we should get him a few more dubs. And Christian Cage does not have to take the pinfall. Luchasaurus or Nick Wayne can. I think that's going to be a great six-man tag match. Can't wait to see that crowd pop at the Kia Forum when Adam and Christian are face-to-face. Two best friends, now foe in AEW. So I think that's just going to be awesome. And anytime you get to see Sting in the ring as he's winding down, like I said, on his career, is just absolutely incredible. So I'm really excited to see that match. And another match that's right at the top of my list, once again, of one that I'm really excited to see, for the AEW World Championship. So the main event, you got MJF, the champion, the devil himself, versus Switchblade, Jay White. Now, I think that's going to be a phenomenal 5 out of 5-star match. Dave, Mr. Get your stars ready. I think that's going to be incredible. I love seeing this MJF against the World feud right now. I know that they did mention tonight that there's going to be a big signee that makes their debut, so I don't know if it's going to be at the end of what match. Maybe they'll save it for the entire end, which I will speculate on here in a minute. But I predict that MJF will retain against Jay White in a great match, no matter how he has to get the job done, even though he's kind of a babyface right now. But I do believe he will get that win over Jay White and cement himself as not only the longest reigning AEW champion, but the first ever AEW champion to then hold the belt for a year. But he has to get the W tonight, and I think he will, if I'm a betting man. Now, with that being said, we have to speculate on the AEW Full Gear, who's going to be the signee, the big signee that's going to come out. Is it going to be somebody else MJF has to worry about? Is it going to be a tag team? Is it going to be a woman? Well, I do have expertise. If I have expertise in any of these subjects, the one expertise I do have is my pro wrestling. I do believe that I'm going to say who it would be, who that big signee will be, if it's a man or if it's a woman. If the signee's a man, 2 names come to my mind. I think Dolph Ziggler and I think Will Ospreay. Now, the catch with that is, though, which is why you'll see I'm going with Will Ospreay being the man that I do believe is the signee, if it is a man. Dolph Ziggler, I think they want to save for the end of December because he only got released early September. So his 90-day non-compete clause that I'm sure is probably in there, it won't even let him appear or show face on an AEW program or any other wrestling promotion for that matter until that 90 days is up. So I don't think there's any chance that it's actually Dolph Ziggler yet. I do believe he will be there. In fact, I'll call it now. I bet it's the next pay-per-view at the end of December. But I don't believe that it will be him tomorrow night unless his non-compete was not originally in his clause. Now, with that being said, I do think it is Will Ospreay that is the official signee. I know they've used him different times for Forbidden Doors, but overall, I think that it would be him as the signee. But if it's a woman, I think it would be Mercedes Moné, a.k.a. Sasha Banks. I think it would be Mercedes Moné. If it's not Will, it's Mercedes, because the way he hyped it up, and let me go to the way Tony hyped it up. I don't want to paraphrase on his quote. Tony Khan announces, AEW has agreed to terms with one of the world's best wrestlers, a pro who is known and respected by virtually every AEW fan, and they'll sign their contract this Saturday at Full Gear. Now, we're about to get into who already showed face on a taping, but if they're talking about somebody fresh that wasn't even on that taping, so they could hit us with back-to-back big signees, because I know the Ronda one isn't, I don't think, all official yet. I could check. I have to check, but I do believe if it's not Will Ospreay, it will be Mercedes Moné. I know she's been nursing an injury. I think that would be an incredible pop. Either way, for AEW, Will Ospreay, Mercedes Moné, they're both coming at a great time if it is one of them to help boost business. Mercedes Moné can definitely put some asses in seats, Everybody loves watching Sasha wrestle, and getting to see her do it in AEW, I think, would be amazing. So I could see it definitely being her. Another person I could see it being, though, because this is something that I wanted to mention, was Mickie James is officially off the TNA Impact roster. So I know Nick Aldis right now is the SmackDown general manager. But if Mickie James wants to wrestle, I don't really know where she would get utilized better. I feel like it might be AEW. So I could also see it maybe be at Mickie James for one last run in a whole new promotion, such as AEW. So I wouldn't be shocked if it was Mickie. But again, my money's on Mercedes, no pun intended, and Will Ospreay. Now, with that being said, though, I hope they didn't shoot themselves in the foot, because last night, after Collision went off air, which is when they hold their Ring of Honor tapings, Ronda Rousey, of all people, came out on just the Ring of Honor taping. So it wasn't even live television. She came out for the Ring of Honor taping, which is, again, that's big for AEW, but we don't know yet if that's who signed their full contract. In fact, I'm going to go to AEW's X page now just to make sure, because they always have those banners, for those that don't know, where it says, oh, you know, so-and-so is all elite. So let's see. Oh, they're tweeting a lot, getting promo ready for tonight. Good golly. Got the whole card saved right there. That's good. Yes, so it does not look like she is officially all elite yet. So we don't know if that was just a one-off, because AEW is famous for that sometimes. And I know Ronda has been kind of moving around, maneuvering through the indie scene right now, which is actually really cool to see. But there's a lot of different names in the hat that it could be. But Ronda debuting on the Ring of Honor taping was just absolutely crazy to see. Again, another crack in the simulation right there. But now to close us out, we got Becky Lynch on the WWE note, was on Jeopardy, in which she broke a record. So to end on a little bit of a lighter note with that, she, out of 60 questions, got goose egg right. So she broke the Jeopardy record for being the only contestant, in fact, the contestant to get the most questions wrong. So overall, throughout the whole program, she shot 0 for 60, which I can't blame her, honestly. Sometimes I look at Jeopardy and I'm like, what is how to play Jeopardy? Because I don't even know how to answer these questions. But yeah, so I saw she did get 0 out of 60 on that. So I'm excited to see that Jeopardy episode air. It looked like it pulled in. Looks like it's going to pull in a really good rating, and people are really excited for it. In fact, I think the episode actually did air. So I'm wrong. I think the episode aired. I just haven't went back and seen it yet. So yeah, I'm actually wrong on that one. But yeah, so it's always great talking to you guys, tapping in. It's a blessed and wonderful Sleepless Saturday. We got AEW Full Gear on tonight. So as you know, there is no battle. I wanted to sit back, have a little bit of a watch party, get some brews, get some pizza, put a little bit of smoke in the air, some good conversation. But I wanted to start off the Sleepless Saturday with some great conversation. I know good brother Snuka pulled up a chair for a little bit. He told y'all to stay blessed and less stressed. So something I just want to close out before we give you the outro. I just want to say that there is no battle on tonight. Now, with that being said, there isn't a battle this weekend. But, don't worry. I'm not going on a hiatus. I'm not going on break. Debuting something new. I'm rolling out something new. Something that I've kind of have floating around the old noggin for a little while. That was a new branch that I wanted to add to the Sleepless tree. Just building this and extending the brand out as far as we can go. Trying new things, which, again, we only try these new things through passion and through fun. It's something that I think about for a few months until I just get so tired of thinking about it that I'm like, you know what? The timing is right. The stars are aligned. Let me go for it and let me try it and get my feet wet. And you know me. I dip my toe in, and then I just rip the shirt off and jump right in the deep end. So tomorrow night for Sleepless Radio, episode 168, we will be going live at 8 o'clock p.m. for an episode that is themed around celebrating something that we all love so much and some of us hold so dear to our hearts because of how much we love it and how much it shapes our lives. And I've been wanting to do this year on a bigger note, which is what I'm doing tomorrow. This is a Hip Hop 50 in the name of hip hop 50 themed celebration where I will be playing 20 songs that I've already wrote in my list for. And I think I have a specific order, so I'll be kind of getting a little DJ set going, and I'll be talking in between a couple different records. These are records that are my favorites. Some of them you may heard, some of them you may haven't. And I get to play them where I normally typically wouldn't be able to because it wouldn't be used in a battle sense. So I'm really excited to play these records. I'm really excited to see what you guys think of them. I'm excited to jam. I'm excited to put back some brews with y'all, put a little smoke in there, watch a little Sunday Night Football, and jam with my sleepless family because I love you guys to death. Thank you for being tuned in. I appreciate it so much. I hope to see you guys out there tomorrow night. Hope to see you guys coming in. And for my artists out there, give me one song, send me a record, and I might play 1 to 2 of them. In fact, I will play 1 to 2 of them. At the end, I will pick out my favorites from the submissions. No matter how many submissions, I'll listen to as many as I can, and I will make sure to play at least 1 or 2 to end it before we give the official outro for Sleepless Radio episode 168. And I will be making a playlist on Apple Music and Spotify and Tidal for people to make after. Snuka will handle the title playlist. I'll handle the Apple and Spotify. I love you guys so much. I'm big excited for tomorrow. It's El Tucker Tente, the ultimate sensei. You know the rest. Keep the love high and the hate low. Wake up with a smile on and remind yourselves 3 things that you're grateful for. AEW Full Gear tonight. Diddy, we wish the best for you. We do not know where all the chips are going to fall. Will Smith, we're trying to cut you a break. We love you. Quarantana, Danny Brown, I highly recommend you guys go check that out. Thank you guys for being tuned in. Thank you, good brother Doomer, for being our fact checker. I love you guys to death. Pull up and share episode 63. Peace.